The massive screen inside Earth's Deep Space Monitoring Station lit up with a pattern of dots that made Commander James Wilson sit up straight in his chair. His coffee cup stopped halfway to his mouth as his eyes tracked the movement of the unknown objects at the edge of the solar system. "Mary, run that pattern against our historical database," he ordered, his voice steady despite the growing tension in his chest. The young officer beside him typed quickly, her fingers dancing across the holographic keyboard. "Sir," Match found, "the pattern is similar to—" "Oh," she paused, her eyes widening. "It matches the Centauri invasion of 2167, just before they attacked the mining colonies in that system." James nodded slowly. He'd expected this answer. After all, humanity had spent the last 50 years secretly watching and recording every alien conflict within scanning range. The aliens never knew that Earth's apparently primitive technology was capable of observing their wars from such vast distances. "Send the alert to military command," he said, standing up from his station. "Authorization code Wilson 7 Delta 9. The command center burst into controlled activity. No panic, no rushed movements, just the smooth operation of a well-oiled machine. Humanity had trained for this moment for decades. The alert would trigger a cascade of predetermined responses across Earth's defense network. In the depths of the Rocky Mountains, hidden bunkers hummed to life. Beneath the Pacific Ocean, massive underwater facilities began powering up systems that no alien race believed humans capable of building. On the far side of the moon, installations that had never appeared on any official document activated their sensor arrays. Admiral Robert Thompson stood in the Global Defense Command Center, studying the massive holographic display of the solar system. Red dots showed the movement of the alien ships, exactly matching the tactical predictions their computers had made years ago. "They're following the same approach pattern as the Centauri invasion," one of his analysts reported. "Just like we expected. They always underestimate less advanced species." Thompson allowed himself a small smile. If only they knew. Earth had watched and learned from every alien conflict for the past 5 decades. They had recorded battle tactics, analyzed weapon signatures, and studied shield frequencies. While alien civilizations saw Earth as a primitive planet barely capable of lunar colonization, humanity had built an invisible web of defenses throughout the solar system. In orbit around Saturn, automated stations tracked the alien fleet's every move. Deep inside Mercury's core, quantum computers processed the data and updated Earth's defense strategies in real time. Everything was hidden. Everything was prepared. And everything worked exactly as planned. "Sir," James called from his monitoring station, "we're detecting communication signals between their ships. The encryption matches known military frequencies." "Can we decode it?" Thompson asked, knowing the answer but following protocol. "Already done, sir. They're discussing invasion protocols, standard procedure for their species. They believe we're an easy target." Thompson nodded and pressed a button on his command console. Around the world, military leaders received the same message. Operation Silent Shield is now active. In cities across the globe, life continued as normal. People went to work, children attended schools, and no one suspected that humanity's greatest moment was approaching. The carefully maintained illusion of a relatively primitive civilization continued, even as Earth's real defenses quietly tracked every alien ship. Deep beneath the Antarctic ice, Earth's most advanced AI systems processed centuries of accumulated alien combat data, updating defensive strategies and running millions of simulations per second. The results always showed the same outcome. Humanity was ready. "Sir," James reported, his voice carrying across the now silent command center, "the fleet has passed Neptune's orbit. They'll be within Jupiter's orbit in approximately 72 hours. Thompson straightened his uniform and looked at the assembled officers. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we've prepared for. Humanity has watched from the shadows long enough. It's time to show them that we're not the primitive species they think we are." Around the solar system, hidden weapons platforms remained powered down, Advanced shield generators stayed in standby mode, and quantum communication arrays continued their silent observation. Humanity's web of defenses was invisible, patient, and deadly, just as they had planned for the past 50 years. The aliens were coming, confident in their superiority, unaware that they were flying into the most elaborate trap ever created. Earth was ready. Humanity had prepared. And soon, very soon, the galaxy would learn that appearances can be deceiving. The alien fleet's transmission reached Earth exactly when the defense computers predicted it would. The message, broadcasted on all frequencies, translated automatically by Earth's AI systems that had been studying alien languages for decades. Primitive species of Earth, the message began, its tone dripping with the usual arrogance that made Admiral Kate Reynolds shake her head. Your planet has been chosen for integration into the greater star empire. Surrender now and accept our guidance, or face immediate destruction. The command center remained silent as the message played. No one showed fear or concern. They had heard variations of this speech hundreds of times before in their monitoring of other invasions. "Should we have the president respond?" asked one of the younger officers. Admiral Reynolds smiled. "No. For the first time in human history, this response comes from military command." She pressed a button on her command station, activating Earth's hidden quantum communication array. The message she sent back made every officer in the room stand a little taller. "To the approaching fleet of the self-proclaimed Greater Star Empire, we have been expecting you. Please find attached our analysis of the last 37 invasion attempts your empire has conducted against other species. Pay special attention to pages 12 through 15, where we break down why each one of these invasions failed against properly prepared defenders." In the alien command ship, the fleet commander stared at the incoming data stream with disbelief. The humans weren't supposed to have this information. They weren't supposed to know about other worlds, let alone have detailed tactical analyses of previous conflicts. Admiral Reynolds continued, "You'll also find our technical analysis of your ship's shield frequencies, weapon configurations, and engine signatures. We've had 50 years to study your technology. Every time you fought another species, we watched. Every time you tested new weapons, we recorded the data. Every time you upgraded your shields, we analyzed the changes." The alien commander's secondary hearts began beating faster as more data filled his screens. The humans had charts showing the exact power output of his ship's engines. They had diagrams of weapon systems that were supposed to be secret. They even had maintenance schedules for his fleet's shield generators. "If you check Section C of our transmission," Reynolds continued, her voice carrying the weight of decades of preparation, "you'll find our analysis of your standard invasion tactics. We particularly enjoy documenting how predictable your attack patterns have become. Did you know you always position your heavy cruisers in the same formation? It's quite inefficient against distributed defense networks, by the way." In orbital stations around Jupiter, hidden human sensors recorded the alien fleet's sudden decrease in speed. The invaders were finally realizing that something was very wrong about this primitive planet. "We have watched every move your empire has made in this sector of space," Reynolds declared. "We tracked your ships, decoded your transmissions, and learned from every mistake your victims made in defending themselves. Unlike them, we had time to prepare." The alien commander's hands shook as he opened the final section of the human transmission. It contained detailed contingency plans for countering every standard tactic in the Empire's military handbook. "This is your only warning," Reynolds concluded. "Our response to your invasion fleet will be unlike anything you have encountered before. We are not primitive. We are not helpless. We have spent 50 years preparing for this moment." She paused, letting the silence build before delivering the final lines they had practiced so many times. "We know how you fight. We know how you think. We know how to beat you. The choice is yours. Leave now or discover exactly how ready we are for this fight." The transmission ended, leaving the alien command ship in stunned silence. Their scans still showed a barely developed planet with primitive technology. But the data they had just received, It was impossible. No species could hide such knowledge, such preparation. In Earth's command center, Admiral Reynolds watched the alien fleet's movements on the main display. "Send a copy of the transmission to all our defense stations," she ordered. "And power up the outer ring of satellites. Let's show them our first surprise." The trap was set. Humanity had delivered its message. Now they would wait to see if the aliens were wise enough to listen, or foolish enough to stay and learn just how much humanity had been hiding all these years. The alien commander's response came exactly as Earth's behavior prediction systems had anticipated. A single probe, launched toward Earth at high speed, designed to test the planet's defenses. It was the standard first move in their invasion playbook. Captain Michael Reed stood at his command post on Defense Platform Alpha, hidden in the asteroid belt. "Right on schedule," he said, watching the probe's trajectory on his screen. "They never learn, do they?" "Sir," his tactical officer reported, "the probe's scan patterns match our records perfectly. They're looking for 20th century radar systems and basic missile defenses." Michael smiled. "Let's show them something new instead. Activate the quantum net." Throughout the solar system, hidden satellites powered up. They had been stationed there decades ago, their energy signatures masked by special shields. Now hundreds of small devices created an invisible web of quantum-linked energy that stretched across space. The alien probe hit the quantum net at full speed. Instead of continuing its journey, it froze in space, caught in a field of energy that the aliens had believed impossible for humans to create. "Quantum lock confirmed," reported the tactical officer. "The probe is completely immobilized." Michael pressed a button on his console. "This is Captain Reed to command. Permission to demonstrate capability level 1. Admiral Reynolds' voice came back clear and confident. "Permission granted, Captain. Show them what they're dealing with." The defense platform's hidden panels opened, revealing technology that had been kept secret for 50 years. A beam of concentrated energy, using principles the aliens thought humans were centuries away from understanding, shot out toward the frozen probe. Instead of destroying it, the beam began taking the probe apart, piece by piece. Each component was carefully separated and suspended in space, creating a three-dimensional diagram of the probe's construction. "Send them the analysis," Michael ordered. His communications officer transmitted a detailed breakdown of the probe's weaknesses, including suggestions for improving its design. The message was meant to show not just Earth's technological capability, but their complete understanding of alien engineering. In the alien command ship, the fleet commander watched in horror as his probe was dissected with surgical precision. The humans weren't just defending themselves. They were teaching him about his own technology's flaws. "Impossible," he whispered. Their energy readings showed no signs of this capability. Another message arrived from Earth. "Your probe's design hasn't changed in 30 years. We suggest updating the shield frequency modulators. They're quite vulnerable to quantum interruption, as we've just demonstrated." Michael watched as the alien fleet's formation shifted. Their ships began moving into a defensive pattern, the same one they had used in the Rigel system during their last failed invasion. "They're preparing for a full attack," his tactical officer warned. "Good," Michael replied. "That means they still haven't learned." He opened a channel to all Earth defense stations. "All units prepare for Protocol Omega. They're about to make their biggest mistake." Throughout the solar system, hidden human installations began powering up their real weapons. The quantum net had been impressive, but it was just the beginning. Humanity's true capabilities were still waiting to be revealed. The alien commander's voice boomed across all frequencies. "This deception will not save you. No primitive species can maintain such an elaborate trick. Prepare for immediate pacification." Admiral Reynolds' response was calm and measured. "Captain Reed, you may demonstrate capability level 2. Michael nodded to his weapons officer. "Target their command ship's communication array. Minimal power. We don't want to damage them. Yet." A beam of light, too fast for the alien sensors to track, shot out from a hidden platform near Mars. It passed straight through the command ship shields as if they weren't there. The ship's communications array went silent. As you can see, Admiral Reynolds' voice transmitted on frequencies the aliens thought were secure. Your shield technology is rather outdated. Would you like us to demonstrate what else we've learned over the past 50 years? The alien fleet hung motionless in space, their commanders finally beginning to understand the truth. They weren't facing a primitive civilization playing tricks. They were facing an enemy that had spent decades preparing for this exact moment. And they hadn't even seen the real weapons yet. The alien commander slammed his fist against his command console. Launch all fighters. Begin the full invasion sequence. His voice shook with rage as thousands of fighter craft poured out of the capital ships, forming attack patterns that humans had studied for decades. Lieutenant Tom Harris sat calmly in Luna Base, deep beneath the moon's surface. His fingers moved across the holographic controls as he activated Earth's automated defense systems. "They're using attack pattern Delta 7, he reported, just like the invasion of the Rigel system. The massive AI core beneath him hummed as it processed combat data collected from 50 years of secret observations. It had run this scenario millions of times, and the outcome was always the same. "All defense platforms, execute Protocol Omega," Tom commanded. Around the solar system, humanity's hidden weapons emerged from their camouflaged positions. The alien fighters approached Mars, expecting to find a few primitive defense satellites. Instead, the planet's atmosphere rippled as hundreds of stealth platforms decloaked. Each platform contained weapons designed specifically to counter alien shield frequencies. "First wave entering targeting range," Tom announced, activating defensive grid. The space around Mars lit up with precise energy bursts. Each shot passed through the alien shields as if they weren't there. Fighters began disappearing from radar screens, disabled but not destroyed, a deliberate show of mercy and control. In the command ship, the alien commander watched in horror as his first wave was systematically shut down. "Impossible. Their technology can't be this advanced. We would have detected it." Another transmission from Earth arrived. "Your sensor technology hasn't been updated in 30 years. We've had plenty of time to develop countermeasures. Would you like us to share our research notes?" The commander ordered his capital ships forward. If the humans had some kind of planetary defense system, his larger vessels could overwhelm it. The massive ships moved into position, charging their main weapons. Tom smiled as he watched their formation. "Beginning Phase 2, he said, activating the Jupiter array. Hidden in Jupiter's dense atmosphere, massive energy collectors have been gathering the gas giant's radiation for years. Now they activated, releasing controlled bursts of energy that scattered the alien formation. Their carefully planned attack dissolved into chaos. "Sir," one of Tom's officers reported, "the alien fleet is switching to formation beta. They're attempting to concentrate their fire on a single point." "Just as predicted," Tom replied. He pressed a button on his console. "This is Luna Base to all quantum defense nodes. Execute containment protocol." Across the solar system, hidden satellites created a web of quantum-linked energy fields. The alien ships found themselves trapped in bubbles of space-time, unable to move or fire their weapons. The alien commander's voice crackled across the communication channels. "What kind of devilry is this? No species at your development level should have this technology." Admiral Reynolds' response came swiftly. "We're not at the development level you thought we were. We just let you believe that. Would you like to see what else we've been hiding?" To demonstrate her point, new defense platforms emerged from hidden positions around every planet in the solar system. Each one represented decades of reverse-engineered alien technology, improved upon by human innovation. "Your invasion fleet has lost 40% of its fighters," she continued. "None of your capital ships can move. Your weapons are useless against our shields, and we still haven't shown you our offensive capabilities." In Luna Base, Tom watched as the alien ships struggled against the quantum fields. Their weapons fire dissipated harmlessly against defenses designed specifically to counter their technology. "Should we proceed with the next phase?" he asked command. Admiral Reynolds' voice was firm. "Not yet. Let them process what they've seen so far. Sometimes the best weapon is the fear of what weapons might still be hidden." The alien fleet hung suspended in space, their mighty invasion force rendered helpless by technology they hadn't known existed. And in the depths of Luna Base, humanity's defenders watched and waited, ready to reveal even more surprises if necessary. The real shock was still to come, when Earth would reveal just how far its influence had already spread through the galaxy. Admiral Reynolds stood in Earth's command center, watching the alien fleet struggle against the quantum containment fields. The time had come for humanity's greatest revelation. Director Anna Martinez, she called to Earth's intelligence chief, "Begin the galaxy-wide activation sequence." Anna nodded and pressed her palm against a hidden scanner. Throughout the command center, screens lit up with new information as hundreds of hidden signals activated across the galaxy. To the Greater Star Empire fleet, Reynolds broadcast, "We'd like to show you something interesting. Please observe your long-range sensors." In the alien command ship, the fleet commander stared in disbelief as new signatures appeared on his screens. Hidden human ships and stations began decloaking throughout the Empire's territory. They had been there for years, silently watching and waiting. "Impossible," he whispered, watching as more signals appeared. "They couldn't have." "But we did," Reynolds interrupted. "Look closely at the third moon of your homeworld. We've had a base there for 15 years. Your own security ship docked there for repairs, never realizing who built it." The alien commander frantically checked the coordinates. There it was, a station his people had used for years, suddenly broadcasting an Earth Defense Force signal. Anna stepped forward, her voice clear and confident. "We're activating just 10% of our hidden installations, enough to make our point." She opened a secure channel and began transmitting files. "Here's our complete record of every military meeting held in your capital for the past decade." The alien command staff watched in horror as their most secret discussions played on their screens. Humans had been everywhere, watching and recording. "Your latest ship designs," Anna continued. "We helped design them. Those independent contractors who suggested improvements to your shield systems. They worked for us. We didn't just study your technology. We helped shape its development." Reynolds took over the transmission. "Right now, human-built monitoring stations are decloaking in every major system of your empire. We've hidden in plain sight, building a network that spans the galaxy. Your people never noticed because you were too convinced of our primitive nature to look closely." In deep space, more human ships appeared. They had been disguised as space debris, asteroids, or simply hidden behind advanced cloaking technology. Each one represented years of patient preparation. "Check the maintenance records of your flagship," Anna suggested. 6 months ago, it had a complete system upgrade at Outpost 7. Our engineers did the work. Your crew never knew they were working with humans. The alien commander frantically accessed the records. Everything matched. His own ship had been serviced by humans, and no one had realized it. "This is Director Martinez of Earth Intelligence," Anna broadcast to the fleet. "For the past 50 years, we've operated the galaxy's largest intelligence network. We have agents in every major port, stations in every significant system, and technology integrated into your most important facilities." She paused, letting the information sink in. "We know the access codes to your military bases. We helped write them. We know your shield frequencies. We helped design them. We know your invasion plans. We were in the room when you made them." Reynolds stepped forward again. "Your fleet is not just facing Earth's defenses. You're facing an opponent that has shaped your military development for decades. We didn't just prepare for invasion. We made sure any invasion would fail before it began." In the Luna Base Command Center, Tom Harris watched as the alien fleet's formation began to break. Ships were turning away, their crews finally understanding the true situation. "Should we show them the rest?" he asked over the secure channel. No, Reynolds replied. They've seen enough to understand. Sometimes the most powerful weapon is letting your enemy imagine what else you might be hiding. The alien fleet hung in space, surrounded by quantum fields and hidden human weapons. But now they knew the truth. They weren't just fighting Earth. They were fighting an opponent that had embedded itself throughout their empire, preparing for this moment for 50 years. And they had never seen it coming. Admiral Reynolds stood before the main display screen in Earth's command center, watching the alien fleet's desperate attempts to verify all of humanity's claims. Each confirmation only brought more panic to their ranks. "Send them the final package," she ordered. Director Anna Martinez nodded and transmitted a massive data file to the alien command ship. "This should be particularly interesting for them," she said with a slight smile. On the alien flagship, the commander's hands shook as he opened the new files. They contained detailed blueprints of his empire's most secret military installation, a massive space station hidden in a nebula that even his own government officially denied existed. "How?" he began, but Reynolds cut him off. "We designed it," she said simply. "Those independent contractors who won the construction bid, all humans. We've had control of that station since before you started building it." The commander slumped in his chair as more files appeared on his screen. Construction dates, security codes, crew rotations. Humans had access to everything. "Now," Reynolds continued, her voice firm but not unkind, "you have a choice to make. The next file will show you exactly what that choice means." The new data showed two possible futures. The first revealed the locations of human warships positioned near every major world in the alien empire. The second showed trade routes, technological exchange programs, and mutual defense pacts, all ready to be implemented. Option 1, Reynolds explained, "We activate our entire network. Every hidden ship, every sleeper agent, every embedded system. Your empire would not survive the day. We've had 50 years to position our forces." The alien commander watched as more human ships decloaked around his fleet, appearing from what had seemed to be empty space. Each one carried weapons specifically designed to counter his best defenses. "Option 2, she continued, "we begin a new chapter. Your empire acknowledges Earth as an equal. We share our advances in quantum technology. You share your expertise in stellar engineering. Together, we focus on expansion and discovery rather than conquest." Tom Harris, monitoring from Luna Base, spoke up. "Admiral, they're scanning the new ships. Should we let them see the weapon systems?" "Yes," Reynolds replied. "They need to understand exactly what they're choosing between." The alien commander's eyes widened as the scans revealed weapons technology far beyond anything his empire possessed. The humans hadn't just caught up to them. They'd surpassed them in many areas. "You have 1 hour to decide," Reynolds announced. "Choose carefully. This isn't just about today's battle. This is about the future of both our species." In the alien fleet, frantic discussions broke out between ship commanders. Some wanted to fight, clinging to their belief in their own superiority. Others, seeing the true extent of human preparation, argued for acceptance of the offered peace. "While you discuss," Director Martinez added, "consider this. Everything we've shown you is just what we're willing to reveal. Ask yourselves, what might we still be hiding?" The commander stared at his tactical display. Human ships surrounded his fleet, their weapons powered down but ready. The quantum containment field still held his vessels immobile, and somewhere out there, countless other human ships and bases waited, hidden throughout his empire's territory. "One more thing," Reynolds said softly. "Check the maintenance schedule for your personal shuttle, the one you used to visit your family on the colony world in the Proxima system." The commander's blood ran cold as he accessed the file. The shuttle's last 3 maintenance checks had been performed by human engineers. They could have reached his family at any time. "We didn't hurt them," Reynolds assured him. "We protected them. Check the records of last month's pirate attack on that colony. Who do you think drove off those raiders?" The choice was becoming clearer with each revelation. Fight and lose everything, or accept peace and gain a powerful ally. The commander looked at the clock. 50 minutes remained to make the most important decision in his empire's history. And somewhere in the back of his mind, he wondered what else the humans might be hiding. With 10 minutes remaining on the ultimatum clock, the alien command ship's communications array lit up. The commander's voice, now humble and respectful, echoed through Earth's command center. "People of Earth," he began, "we have made our decision. The Greater Star Empire chooses peace." Admiral Reynolds nodded, having expected this outcome. Every simulation they had run over the past 50 years had predicted it. Given enough evidence of humanity's preparation and power, any rational species would choose survival over pride. "A wise choice," she responded. "Director Martinez will transmit the peace protocols we prepared." Throughout the solar system, the quantum containment fields began to dissolve. Human ships moved back, giving the alien fleet room to maneuver, but maintaining their strategic positions. Trust would take time to build. Tom Harris, watching from Luna Base, sent the stand-down codes to Earth's defense grid. The hidden weapons platforms powered down but remained ready. Humanity had not spent 50 years preparing just to become careless at the moment of victory. "There is one thing we don't understand," the alien commander said. "Why reveal yourselves now? You could have hidden for decades more, gathering even more power over us." Admiral Reynolds smiled. "Because the galaxy faces greater challenges than our conflicts. We've detected something coming from the galactic core, something that will require all spacefaring races to work together." She nodded to Director Martinez, who transmitted another file to the alien fleet. It contained humanity's long-range sensor data showing massive energy disturbances at the galaxy's center. "This," Reynolds continued, "is why we chose to reveal ourselves now. We need allies, not subjects. Partners, not conquered races." The alien commander studied the data with growing concern. "These energy patterns, they're like nothing we've seen before." "Exactly," Reynolds agreed, "and they're growing stronger. We estimate we have 20 years before whatever is causing them reaches populated space. We'll need everyone's help to face it." In the following days, human ships and stations across the galaxy gradually decloaked. Each revelation showed just how thoroughly humanity had prepared for this moment. Trading posts, research stations, and defense platforms appeared in every major system. 1 week after the fleet's surrender, Admiral Reynolds stood before the combined diplomatic corps of Earth and the Greater Star Empire. The peace treaty she presented was comprehensive, covering everything from technology exchange to mutual defense. "Let this be clear," she announced to the assembled diplomats. "Earth doesn't seek to rule. We seek to unite. The time for cosmic empires and conquests is over. The age of cooperation must begin." Tom Harris, now promoted to commander, supervised the integration of alien ships into Earth's defense network. The same hidden installations that had been prepared to fight them now helped protect them. "Your quantum technology," an alien engineer admitted to him, "it's decades ahead of ours. How did you develop it in secret?" "We had good teachers," Tom replied. "Every race that tried to invade another taught us something. We just paid attention and improved on their mistakes." In Earth's command center, Director Martinez updated the standard warning message that would be broadcast to any future alien fleet approaching Earth. The new version included footage from the recent confrontation, showing exactly what happened to those who underestimated humanity. "Think anyone else will try to invade?" she asked Reynolds. "No," the Admiral replied. "But if they do, we'll be even more prepared. We haven't revealed all our secrets yet." She looked at the main display, showing the combined human and alien fleet now working together to establish new defensive positions around Earth. It was a sight that would have seemed impossible just weeks ago. "The next great challenge comes from within the galaxy itself," she mused, watching the energy readings from the galactic core pulse ominously. "And this time, we'll face it together." Across the galaxy, Human ships emerged from hiding to take their place openly among the stars. The age of secrecy was over. The age of unity had begun, and somewhere in the vast network of human installations scattered throughout space, new weapons and technologies remained hidden, waiting. Because humanity had learned one lesson above all others. It was better to have power and not need it, than to need power and not have it. The aliens had learned their lesson, and any other race thinking of invasion would learn the same truth. Earth was done being underestimated.